Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Red Food Farmer, and today we are talking about Redacted Cartel. Now, some of you may know this as butterfly, some of you may know this as the thing that you cannot read. Well, butterfly wheel coming December 2021. What does that mean? What is redacted? We are going to jump into that today. So, let's go over to their mirror page. Now, introducing Redacted Cartel. In theory, with the butterfly effect, redacted, a small change, redacted, can result in large differences, redacted. In its short lifespan, Curve Finance has established itself as one of the key building blocks in the DeFi ecosystem, utilizing its DAO and gauge mechanism as a gatekeeper for success among some of the fastest growing protocols in DeFi, such as Convex and Abracadabra. Yet, many participants are not aware of the full extent of Curve's influence in DeFi. Being the black hole for liquidity that it is, anyone who has experimented with DeFi protocols will find that quite a few of those dApps use Curve to source liquidity and yield without you even recognizing it. Now, I think that's super important that Redacted are mentioning that in the first initial paragraph. And that is the thing which really got me interested further in the project in general. They're obviously planning to do something with Curve, so let's read on and let's find out what exactly that is. Redacted Cartel is an initiative using POL mechanics of Olympus DAO to accumulate as much liquidity as possible from the Curve ecosystem in order to have a majority say over the Curve gauge. The cartel does not aim to act maliciously, rather gamify and decentralize the process of bribing the gauge through a DAO. Using concepts from the Olympus model, we will make a black hole for Curve, Convex, and Curve LP tokens and manifest a DAO that has a majority say in the Curve gauge. The first DAO political party, Redacted, gauges a service. Why not? But sir, why? Just over a year ago, when the Curve governance token first released, the protocol started issuing Curve rewards to LP holders in order to accumulate more stablecoins and fees, which in turn further bolstered Curve as the hub for high liquidity, efficiency, and yield. Like most tokens in DeFi, Curve has its main use case in governance over the protocol. The token holders are required to lock Curve for veCRV, vote escrowed Curve, which acts as the illiquid access token to the governance mechanism. Votes and rewards are weighed by both the quantity of tokens and the duration for which the tokens are time-locked. The longer the lockup period, the greater the voting power and the larger the rewards. Users can lock Curve for a minimum of 1 week and up to 4 years. The longer the Curve is locked, the bigger the boost, up to 2.5 times. Which means that the user receives more veCRV, which aligns long-term stakeholders with the protocol's success. At the time of writing, 47% of all circulating CRV is vote locked for an average of 3.6 years. Another benefit for veCRV holders is the right to receive fees generated by the liquidity pools in addition to deposit and withdrawal fees. The most active part of the governance is the gauge mechanism. Now, I participate in this with the bribing system. The inflation of the CRV token goes to users who provide liquidity. This usage is measured with gauges. The liquidity gauge measures how much a user is providing in liquidity. Each gauge also has a weight and a type. Those weights represent how much of the daily CRV inflation will be received by the liquidity gauge. So, for example, in this post, MIM has the largest gauge weight, earning 25% of all CRV emissions. So this is why projects are bribing you to vote for them in the bribe system, in the Curve.bribe app built by André Cronje. This is why I vote for MIM every week, because it's got the largest allocation, because they bribe you the hardest. They give you the most spell tokens to vote for them. Around a year after this experiment in decentralized inflation went live, recognizing the importance of the curve gauge to the success of different protocols, the DYOR team released a tool appropriately called bribe.curve.finance, what I was just talking about, that allows DeFi projects to bribe. Could have used a less malicious term. Yeah, it's somewhat true. Maybe incentive or reward would have been a better term, but bribe is technically what it is. veCRV holders with token rewards in exchange for their votes. Making sure you get as fat of a slice of the gauge pie is critical to the success of nearly every project in the DeFi space. Some examples::Convex, making sure its users get as high of a yield as possible on their stablecoin and Curve LPs. Abracadabra, to bootstrap the liquidity and adoption of their stablecoin. Badger, to point as many rewards as possible towards Bitcoin-focused Curve LPs, and Layer 1s bridging stablecoin liquidity to their chain. So you can see here a few projects which were participating in the bribes. Phantom were providing $100,000 worth of Phantom rewards via the page. Cream also did $100,000 Cream bribe to vote for the Iron Bank pool. But sir, how? We will rally around the Redacted Cartel to bring this version of decentralizing the Curve gauge to life. Redacted incentivizes bonding tokens from the Curve ecosystem into our treasury in exchange for the Butterfly token. Each Butterfly token is backed by value from the Curve ecosystem locked in the DAO treasury. Butterfly is an ERC20 token, but will bridge the core components and token to whatever chains Curve scales to. The strategies employed through the bonding allows Redacted to accumulate voting power in the Curve gauge and utilize that power to vote on the behalf of minters, ensuring their interests are best represented in the Curve gauge. In addition to an aggregation of voting power, when utilizing Curve LP tokens to mint Butterfly, users are receiving a maximized yield and are in possession of a liquid token that is securely backed by stable assets. Butterfly is primarily backed by the stablecoin LP tokens, remaining relatively stable regardless of the market dynamics. Butterfly will be the latest building block in the Curve governance that aims to accumulate as much veCRV and CVX as possible through the mechanics of Olympus DAO. So, anything which is accumulating veCRV and CVX, I can get behind. Why? Because I have such a vested interest in both of these. I have a lot of money locked up in veCRV. I have a lot of money locked up in CVX. I want the price to go up. It's pretty straightforward. Do I believe in the projects long term? Yes, obviously. That's why I put money in there. But am I in it for the money? Yes, obviously. That's why I put money in there. It is important to note that while technically this is an Olympus fork, oh no, we are not trying to become a reserve currency or compete with them in any way. We aim to leverage the concept of PCV through their architecture in order to achieve our goal of creating a major say in the Curve gauge. Butterfly is also leveraged for unlocking liquidity in the Curve ecosystem. In exchange for bonding Curve tokens to the treasury, we will give up a liquid alternative in the form of Butterfly. In its future, Redacted will become a core piece in the Curve economy, where the whole ecosystem and monetary policy are managed by the Redacted Cartel, aka a DAO. This way we guarantee transparent decision making and long-term stability. Our next article will focus on the few modifications we are making to the Olympus code, including limited volatility of the Butterfly token, range LPs, as well as a roadmap on how we can accumulate as much market share in the Curve economy as possible. So that is coming soon. That is the initial introduction to Redacted Cartel. Now, I must say, after reading that, I am excited. Like I said previously, I am all for projects wanting to come in, build something that is picking up Curve tokens, picking up veCRV tokens, because the more veCRV that gets taken off the market, the better it is for me. The better it is for every veCRV holder. I think I think it's a great thing in general. So I'm very happy with this. I think that it's going to be a nice addition, and if they pull it off smoothly, I think it's going to be very successful. The token is not launched yet. This is just an introduction to it and something to get ready for. This was released last month. You can join their Discord, ask some questions, and have a talk with some of the devs in there. My name is Redacted Food Farmer. I hope you enjoyed this video. Go and give me a subscribe if you enjoyed it. Smash the like button if you would like to see more videos like this. I know it's nothing too special. It's more me just reading a Medium article or a Mirror article in this page, explaining something which I found, which I think to be interesting and may be of some value to you. So I hope you all have a great day. Take care. And subscribe if you really did enjoy it. Goodbye, ladies and gents.